Hello, Capricorn. We are rolling. How are you guys doing? This is a general reading for Capricorn for mid-July 2017. Capricorn, as always, is my pleasure, distinguished honor even, to be able to read your cards. And I want to thank you guys for being so receptive, for being out there on that receiving end, for all your views and your support through subscriptions and likes and shares. You guys are the best, and I really want to extend my appreciation to you. Just even if you don't hit any of the buttons, and just take it all in, and if something helps, let me know in the comments section. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys, all right? So we are asking Tarot, what are the hidden messages? What are any healing messages or stuck energies for the sign of Capricorn? Well, there we go, for July 2017. All right, as always, I want to wish you the best in abundance, prosperity, understanding, joy, all those good things. Please remember that the readings are for entertainment purposes only. And right now, I just ask that you set your intention on whatever it is, wherever it is you're going, whatever it is you'd like to be, or those kinds of things. And that helps on the receiving end for sure if you have a set intention. Let's have a look as you do that at the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So Capricorn, this card to me in this position indicates that some of you might be feeling like things are all over the map. Some of you might have been asked to have been at two places at once. And some of you may have had to sort of prioritize people and situations as of late to sort of best fit your own schedule. And it might have, like, you might have find yourself returning to some situations, or find yourself having to play a little bit of catch up on one particular area of your life or another. Don't know what that's all about. It's just what came through. Wheel of Fortune to me is a card of destiny, and not like the Star Wars version of like, Luke, it is your destiny, but more so of like how your co-creative destiny, right? Of like, wow, what is your picture of the life that you would like to live, right? And is it the cliche same thing as like 99% of the population wants, is like a house on a tropical beach somewhere where you get everything brought to you? Not that kind of thing, right? This Wheel of Fortune, for some people it could be, right? Depending on where you're at financially and through your material success in this life. But the Wheel of Fortune is like, can also speak to our health and our emotional well-being and success as well. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of like, can speak to your soul path as well for Capricorns that are checking in, that are on their ascension path. It's like, wow, are we at a stage where we are culminating many lifetimes and coming to a place where we are awake and we're aware, like many people are in this lifetime? Or do we find ourselves struggling for some larger sense of like self-identity, or being in recognition that we are much more than the things that we do or the things that we feel? So with Wheel of Fortune here, this card is saying, be patient, be observant to the things around you, and through positive being, positive existence in your moments, your day-to-day life, it's like there's a big payoff coming for some that have like kind of just been in the trenches, been kind to others, have made those sacrifices for the well-being of others and those sorts of things. And it just may be taking a little longer for some to come around, right? Capricorn, you can find yourself sometimes always on the short end of the patience stick. It's like, why does the universe always seem to be asking Capricorn to be patient? Why do we always have to wait extra long for our hot cakes at McDonald's? Why do we have to go to the back of the line when something isn't right at the DMV? That kind of thing. Remember, even minor setbacks have larger purpose to put you in the right moment in space and time. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about that sort of every molecule in its place. Like, if you were in a bad relationship and things didn't go through, well, maybe it was so you didn't like fly off to Peru and miss meeting out somebody that would be very meaningful in your life too, right? It's like those kind of things. And I know we don't live our life always looking to that. We're very present in the moment, but we bring that awareness into the present moment of, you know what, it's not so bad. And actually, as a result of this minor setback, we may find ourselves in a better picture even an hour or 2 hours down the road than what we might have envisioned. So it's not worth getting upset in the moment, so to speak, is what I'm driving at there with that card. But let's look into your cards for this bi-monthly reading, Capricorn. Let's see what's up in your grounding. Two of Swords, okay? So some of you may be feeling a little bit flighty, a little bit restless due to the fact that this is heavy decision now. This is Capricorns needing to go one way or another on a particular issue or a particular question. The Two of Swords is saying, in the grounding position, it says, if you put quick resolve to this decision, or if you can sort of efficiently weigh out pros and cons and make your mind up from an inner point of being, it doesn't mean you can't change your mind later, but it's saying the quicker you set your intention in your mind on one particular direction or the other, the easier the universe will be able to assist you in giving you clues as to whether or not you're on the right track. So if this is a great big decision, my advice with this card would be like, wake up one morning and set your intention and be like, okay, I'm going to take action. I'm going to say yes. And then go through your day and look at all the things that are either blocking you or facilitating or catalyzing you through the day. And if you have more things blocking you, maybe that simple intention that you set in the morning of saying yes or taking action was not the right thing, right? So then another day goes by and you wake up and you say, I'm going to take inaction. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to deal with that. My intention is to just stay put. I'm not going to. And then again, look at all the small signs that come your way through the day of things that are adverse. It could be as simple as like, dropping a bunch of change on the ground, or like bumping into like a really rude person in a place where you always find yourself in a sticky part of your day, or that sort of thing. So be aware and sensitive to the clues coming in around you as you set your intention on either one side of the coin or the other, one direction or the other, with this decision that you've got coming up, Capricorn. And it should be a lot easier for you to see which way the universe would like you to decide, but you always have your willpower. So if there's a prize that you got set in your eyes, or a goal that you got to go for it, well then, you're going to do it anyways. But what I'm saying is, if you're on the fence about something, check out those smaller clues, okay? Just moving up in the sacral, you've got the Tower card reverse. And there was another sign that got this card, and it's shown up now twice in this position in these readings. Now, this card is saying is you may need to think outside the box. You may need to look at things from a little bit more abstract point of view, maybe not so linear. You may be having to ask yourself what feels the best, what is the most like. The Tower speaks of stability always, and when it's up like this, it means that there's like too much weight on a foundation, like something's got to give, right, with the Tower. But when the Tower is like this, it's almost like there is a cornerstone that had been set and it can be built upon, but you have to have the proper sort of engineering mindset to do it right, to take things sort of step by step. Now, to have this up in your creative center is saying, like, it's a little bit less linear. It's a little bit less like, this is what's always worked. This is the status. This is the structure. This is how it's always been. And for Capricorn, sometimes it can be tough for you guys to pull out of that and be like, I'm going to try something totally brand new. I'm just going to, maybe write something that's completely not my style. Or the advice I had for the other sign that had this card up in this position was to just go and throw a bunch of paint on the canvas, like all willy-nilly, like super abstract, so that they could see, like, okay, maybe there's meaning in that for somebody, right? But this Tower card is just kind of saying, maybe let go a little bit to like hardcore, regimented, structured things. Realizing, like, if you're feeling drained at the end of the day, maybe you gotta relax on some of the little things that are not stressful, but you have sort of maybe made them stressful over the last little while. And this could be to the fact, like, maybe you have somebody that wants to craft dinner on their own. Maybe you got a kid and you're really worried about them burning the place down. So you won't let them try cooking their own noodles or something like that, where it's like, maybe it's time you just got to, be a little more trusting, a little bit more relaxed in those things. Or it's like, if little Johnny's old enough to like get from home to the bus stop on his own at the age of 14, but you're maybe a bit of a helicopter parent, you're just like, there's no way he's gonna die. You just like, maybe you can relax on that a little bit and let some of the people around you, just give them a little bit more leeway, a little bit more trust, those kind of things, okay? And Capricorn, I'm not accusing you of anything. This is just those are just kind of examples. This is just like a letting go, a release of things that were never meant to be stressful, but maybe you have made them that way, okay? And that's for good health, for good healing there, okay? And as well, this could be saying to trust your instincts on a lover as well, to not to be so worried about the future. Just relax, have a little bit of fun with it, okay? Right? And as well, here, what we've got here is some renewal energy with this and with the tower. When the tower goes over and shows up reverse, it is can begin to build again. These herons or these storks they're putting the final branch on their nest. It looks like they're ready to begin anew. They're ready to start. So whether it's the capstone on your project or whether it's the cornerstone, wherever you're at in terms of your building, these cards are saying, have fun with it. Trust that the universe is there to help you and that you're going in the right direction. If you're providing stability and structure in this time, do it from a point where it's like, don't let go a little bit of control here. Just allow the structure to be what it is. Just allow whatever it is you're dealing with to have almost like its own life or its own existence, right? Even though you're the one that, maybe designed it or built it, it's like you kind of have to step back from things sometimes just so that they can serve their function aside or outside from you, right? These are cards all about beginnings, buildings, and letting go of control. Okay, so Capricorn, that's what's up. Let's move on. I'm trying to get these readings down. Wow, now we have another major arcana. We've got the Star card reversed here up in our intuition. So some of you may be feeling that there's a lot of things weighing on you in the present moment. There isn't maybe even time to be like looking towards a future or trusting in a future, so to speak. Your mindset is very much like, nothing in this world comes from anything but hard work, which I agree with you 100%, but there's this balance that needs to be attained. The Star could be saying is like, you may just be like so focused on the momentary, and even on the fact that, if you relax in the moment, then everything in the future is at risk of falling away. And Capricorn, these cards are here to tell you that's not so true all the time. The universe sometimes likes you to step back. It recognizes your hard work and it says, you know what? If things like seem like they're always like adversely in your face, or you have struggle after struggle or hurdle after hurdle after hurdle, it's because you're trying to attack it too hard. It's because you're trying to like control almost every little aspect of the thing or of the situation or of the person, where it's like you have to let it breathe. You have to let it take time on its own, because the future is meant to develop either with or without you. And if we're coming at a place with too much ego, where we think that we're designing the future, or that without us other people's futures would just dry up and go, that's not the truth. Okay, that's not the case. And like I said, I don't mean to pick on you, Capricorn. There's just a couple ears out there, I feel, that are really needing to hear this. And it could even be for cross-watching and things like that. So maybe some of you, if you're in a situation maybe where you have a Capricorn child, maybe it's time to pull that person aside and just be like, have some fun with it. Don't be too stressed out, or that kind of thing. Or if you've been like on a situation, maybe you've been on your kid to be like, oh my goodness, summer's almost over. You've got to get back into your sleep regimen and your school and your, pick a college. Well, just let this person have a little bit of fun. Allow this person to just breathe for a little while. And you may find that there is more harmony that can come. Like the universe will reward you with like little things and like kind of clearing a path for you. All right. Now, some Capricorns here with this card, they have a decision at hand where it's like there is major risk for major payoff. Or there is a saying no to a situation, and you are left feeling very secure, right? And that's pretty tough, because look, we have the card here of liberation, of freeing oneself, right? So if this is your decision, it says the power is yours to make this call, and that if fear is holding you back, or fear is what is like keeping you closed in or not being able to expand, yes, it may feel very secure and something you're very used to, right? But the beauty of life, or what the universe wants to show you based on you stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a little bit of a risk, the security will follow you. The key is the symbol for the security. The security is actually what's opened the door and giving you the opportunity to get out, right? And the key will come with you. You can take the key with you, but you're leaving the cage behind. That sort of thing. And if it involves a person that's there as well, then that's something that you're going to have to address, or you're going to have to deal with. But what it's saying is there's nothing wrong with taking a step outside of the cage, turning around and looking back in and being like, okay, if we can sort of see this thing from the other side, or see it from the other perspective, the grass is always greener kind of on the other side of the fence. Maybe it's time to just hop the fence really quickly and then have a look back over into your yard, and you'll see, okay, well, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. And maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. The grass is always greener where you water it, right? And that's the message in this. It's like wherever we're putting our care and our attention, whatever we're nurturing at this time, that's where we want to be. But we have to be careful that we haven't over nurtured or over controlled the fact of the situation where we're feeling trapped by the same thing that we're desiring, oddly enough. Okay, that's what's coming from those cards. All right, now up in the heart we have an Ace of Wands reversed. So this as well, some of you could be feeling creatively blocked, or to the fact that maybe some of you up until this point in your journey, in your life's progression, maybe you haven't gotten into things that have allowed your right hand brain to really just let loose and create and enjoy. Maybe for some Capricorns, you've been spending many years debiting the debits and crediting the credits, and driving 40 back and forth to your job each and every day, and raising a couple kids and making sure their math homework is done each and every night before 3 pieces of toast and 2 cannellonis and 3 pieces of broccoli are on the plate each Wednesday night. That sort of thing. These cards are really saying we need to get abstract. We need new creative inspiration for balance in our life at this time, Capricorn. There is no doubt about it in my mind that it's saying, like, if we're sticking to old patterns, if we're unwilling to sort of have the strength to let go of our regimented self, and to actually no longer suppress our creative endeavors. And what I mean by that, it's not going to be a message for all. It's just kind of like the feeling I have is that some of you, you could get inspired, or you could have like a vision come along and you're like, I'd really like to create that. I really should put that down on paper. I really should record my thoughts at this moment in time, or I really should just, document something so I can return to this. And then maybe you're on your way to creating a beautiful novel or a short story or a song or something, but you're just like, nah, it's 9:59. I told myself I'd be in bed by 10 o'clock. I just, there's no time for that. We got to get out of that mind of thinking. The heart is really longing for it, asking for it. It seems like this is like Capricorn has not experienced a divine breakthrough of inspiration and creativity in quite some time. And there may be some certain things that you've been doing with it. Like maybe you've been maybe just trying to put a Band-Aid on the solution, maybe through some shopping or some sightseeing and things like that, but it just maybe hasn't been enough, right? That sort of thing. We're looking for clarity all over the board now here. These Lenormand cards have been pretty good. All right, so this is a proposal. Ask yourself and the people around you, what if we tried this? What if we did this? Are we ready for this next major step in what we want to do? Can we go out on a limb sometimes? Can we, blow the budget on something that's going to make us feel really good this time for a little while, and see, if it really throws things out of whack and those sorts of things? Some of you could be waiting on an engagement or a man in your life that's kind of not coming around at this time, is the other feeling I have. There could be situations where things were once passionate with a lover and it's left you wondering in your heart, where has the passion gone? Where do we grow from here? Or where do we go? It's almost like something has been stunted. There's growth that has been stunted as a result of somebody's, I'm going to say, lack of commitment at this time is going to be. And so some of you may just want to be asking this person or connecting with them and saying, look, Chuck, where are we? We haven't addressed this situation between us in quite some time. And now I'm left feeling a little bit unmotivated and uninspired to even spend time with you at this time, unless you're coming forward with some sort of greater commitment to a relationship or to some of the finer things in the heart. Some of you are like ready for a new beginning, but you're almost like you're not wanting to, because there's like another person or other individuals in this situation that you are caring a lot about at this time, which is not allowing you. But at the same time, these other individuals, let's hope they're caring about you at the same degree, and if they're not, maybe it's time we ask them. Okay, that sort of situation. So up in communication, you've got the world reversed. So this means like all your answers, all your decisions, all your directions could come if we were to just address the situations with people and with ourselves. Communicate effectively with ourselves in terms of like, how did the day go, or what could we have done better, or what is it exactly that we need to do that is not leaving our life seeming so small, and what is that word they use in that song, infinitesimal, like it's very, we want to be expand, and we want to have meaning and purpose in our life. But sometimes we get so busy putting tab A into slot B again and again and again and again that we get this conditioning that that's all it's about. And then we find it in our communication too. Maybe we step outside of our box and we find all that we can talk about is the weather or our job there, or maybe a particular current event of the day, right? Maybe some Capricorns are very worried about state of global affairs, the state of the world, because of too much media and too much things like that with this card too. It's saying we have to maybe let go of that. Maybe just like connect with the community center down the street and get involved with something that, is going to give you something new to discuss at the water cooler the next day, or just may say to yourself, okay, if you're sitting watching Fox or CNN, or I have nothing against those stations, I'd never get political on this channel, but if you've been doing that time in, time out, and then after a couple hours of that, all you're left is worried or wondering about the state of affairs, and maybe that's all you talk about with your friends, maybe it's time to shut that crap off and go and, for a beautiful walk in the park, or call up an old friend and say, let's go throw the frisbee around, or let's go hit a round of golf or something, just so that we're not getting sucked into that level of conditioning through our communications, okay? There's completion that's meant to be had here. You're meant, I feel, to come out of some sort of rut this month, Capricorn. You're meant to pull yourself out of some sort of like trench that you've been hiding in, and like actively go and battle the things that have left you feeling a little bit afraid, have left you feeling a little bit like shaken or shook, okay? That sort of thing. There's lots of major arcana up here. A lot of them reverse, but the Wheel of Fortune is straight up. So this is saying you have the potential to really turn things back around to your favor, but it's calling you to action. It's calling you to face certain fears or certain inhibitions that you've been perceiving at this time in order to be able to do it, all right? And I love you, Capricorn, for having the strength to do it. Don't worry about shakeups. Don't worry about letting go of certain regiments and structures at this time. You don't have to let them go for far. Just set them down for a little while. That's all, right? And here we go. Up in your soul searching, there's wish fulfillment to be had. There's happiness to be found through all of this, through spirit. Spirit is longing to be fulfilled through this type of situation. Emotional happiness, inspiration, creativity, and new beginnings, whatever we're building towards here, there is fulfillment to be drawn from this side of things that you're perceiving, but you are not wanting to tackle at this time. Some of you as well, this card comes back to friendships, family relationships, and bonds as well. Some of you may find that family is reaching out to you at this time, or you may have made the decision to reach out to family. This is a good omen, a good indication to actually do that. If there have been divisions, if there had been things where two people weren't seeing things the same way, we have an opportunity to hash that out just through good intentions, through even saying, well, the past is the past. Let's consider it as water under the bridge, I think they call it. It's like whatever has happened, we can let it flow. We can let it be a part of the past. We don't have to keep dragging it up into the now, into the moment, right? And we can be happy as we begin to let go of these things, right? And these are things that are not like super far past. It's almost, I have a feeling like these could be things that are happening on the day-to-day level where it's like we hold on to them too tightly at bedtime, right? And here, again, this is this decision that's come up with this card, 22 and the 2 of Swords, right? The 9 is the change, right? The 9 is the wish fulfillment that's gone on here. So some of you, search your spirit and your heart. Search all the way back from childhood to present day and your imagination of the future to help you decide what that is. The 2 of Swords says it wants you to do it on a mental level quickly by setting your intention one way or the other to get a response from the universe. But this 9 of Cups with this decision making is just saying, let's search both high and low within ourselves so we get the right momentum behind us, or the right motivation or reasoning for making that decision, right? For saying perhaps enough is enough, or oh my God, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I've got to go for it. I'm gonna go for it, right? And I would prefer I'm gonna go for it rather than I've got to go for it, right? You are the conductor of your own symphony at all times, because willpower is a big part of this reading. I don't mean to overlook this card. This was powerful when this came up, right? Releasing yourself intuitively and from something that might be holding you back. And it could come from your own way of how you're perceiving and thinking about things, okay? Now let's have a look at what's in from Source. The King of Pentacles. So we'll look at it straight up for a minute here. For some of you, this is a Taurus, a Virgo, or another Capricorn that you could be dealing with at this time, where there is a matter of the heart, right? There is some inspiration needed with earth-earth relationships, okay? And if not, this is you in your element, Capricorn. This is you guys saying, be true to yourself. Stay within your own sort of parameters of your definition of success. The whole reading I've been telling you to come out of the box, but the King of Pentacles is still saying, all right, this is for you. This isn't for me as a reader, or this. You're not doing this for your neighbor. You're not doing this for your children. You're not doing this for your lover. You're doing this for you, right? If your lover happens to be another earth sign, yeah, for sure. It's like you need to talk things out. You'll need to like explain how situations are moving. But this is a perfect time right now, Capricorn, to be doing these things for yourself and to really evaluating how your journey is based on whatever small leaps of faith you are willing to take. If you're not even willing to take the smallest leap of faith, well, your higher self may be saying, don't have this expectations that things are going to always expand and grow, because maybe you need to water your own spirit. You need to water that grass again with this, and the water is the metaphor for the faith that we have to sort of leave the certainty, leave the known, to be adventurous, right? To take that epic journey, or whatever it might be for you, okay? The King of Pentacles is saying you're doing it for yourself, all right? Some of you might have been in this situation before. Maybe you've been burned in the past. And I can't tell you what to decide. Only you hold the key to your questions, your answer, your happiness, right? But what we've got here is like, I like sort of the circles that are showing up here, like things coming full circle. For many of you, like there's more down here, but it's like very karmic. It's very, don't worry about it, because certain times and seasons of our life are meant to come around full circle so that we can evaluate to assist us in these new decisions and in this building of progression of where we're going. All right. So that's your tarot, Capricorn. Not bad cards, okay? I'm just saying we got to let go of a little bit of control, or a little like self-limiting things that we've imposed on ourselves, and we've done so out of maybe a little fear, a little insecurity, or a little bit of a lack of faith. And I don't want to accuse you, like I always say, but maybe do send up a little prayer, send up a little bit of hope, or a little bit of communications with your angels and spirit guides at this time. Even being here, checking out this reading is awesome. And you're all welcome to join me. Check out your ascending and your moon signs, those kind of things, and check out the Norns Roundtable video where we just vlog a little bit about tarot if you got some time. Look at this, card 24, time for a nap. My goodness, I wish I had time for a nap. These readings are late as it is, and I got a million things on the go. But look at this for you, Capricorn. The moon is there, it's resting. It looks like he's either waning, and little fox, he's having a nap right on the edge of the crescent moon. He's not too worried about falling off. He's super comfortable. You know, even though there might be not a lot under his feet, he's still just, you know, comfortable to be at that particular moment in space and time. Very Wheel of Fortune-ish, right? All right. Essential meanings: rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise, all right? This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas to flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction as you observe without engagement right now. And we talked about that all through that reading. So it's a perfect capstone. The message is coming in hard and strong and quickly, I feel, too, Capricorn. So thank you so much again for joining me in this moment in space and time for these messages. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.